I have a quick question for everybody. Can you make new arcade titles and cabinets if you're not even in the building? What's going on, ladies and gents? Your boy MikeOfAllTrades, and this is gonna be a quick take. So, welcome to Quick Takes. Quick Takes is usually a video that I record in 5 minutes or less, just discussing something that I found very interesting. So, today's topic is about all home arcade companies, all of them, with the exception of Midway toys, because we're not gonna include them. Okay. So, May 20th, you know what I'm saying? I open up my Twitters. It was May 20th, May 21st. Open up my Twitter feed, you know what I mean? And the homie John D, you know John D. Amanon, y'all know him, former VP or licensing here at Arcade What Up or whatever else, right? He puts on there, he's like, there are no home arcade companies here at this licensing expo. So for those who don't know what the licensing expo is, it's that event you go to every year where you meet up with other vendors and markers, things and whatnot, and you go and you try to acquire things to be used in certain places, in various places. And this is all over all media. So in the home arcade scene, it would be video game titles. And that's kind of what John used to do, you know. Remember back in the day where he'd go work his magic and you get cabinets you thought you'd never get. The arcade went up X-Men, you know what I'm saying, between that, Data East, and Konami and Marvel. Remember, like that three-way gangbang, right? Or Marvel versus Capcom 2, despite how people talk about it, whether it's good or bad, or, you know what I'm saying, like, that's still a W because you pulled it off. You know what I mean? Just sit back and think about those titles that you guys were like, oh, they'll never do. And then they did it. Well, John's job was the guy to go and get those titles, and he would. And, you know, John and I are cool, whatever else, right? So the tweet that I showed earlier, yeah, I mean, I did ask permission because, you know, listen, I believe that if you're going to use somebody else's stuff, you cite them and whatever else, right? And he's like, yeah, of course, permission granted. I'm not going to show you guys our DMs because that ain't your business. Speaking of business, y'all see John sitting there standing on business, covering up something for his LLC. So I don't know what the homie John's cooking, but all I know is, in his words, it's gonna be dope. So you know how that goes. But it's interesting because at least here in the home arcade scene, like, and I don't like saying the home arcade scene, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want anybody, like, you know what I'm saying, like people are building like full size arcades, whatever. So I want to say 3/4, right? But in the 3/4 home arcade scene, people are always talking about what's the new title, what's the new this, what's the new that. We want Robotron, we want XYZ, right? So Robotron might be coming again. John teased that on my Facebook page last year. You know, John doesn't just tease something unless something's not about to happen. Again, the man was crossing bridges and making stuff happen. But to hear this year that there's not a representative there at all, like, that's kind of scary. Not gonna talk about New Way Toys because New Way Toys is in their own lane. They're doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole golden tee and the pedestal, it's pretty dope. Honestly, you know what I mean? And for them, if they actually even rehash like the Street Fighter or whatever else, I'm here for it. But to hear that AtGames isn't there, here Arcade One Up's not there, it kind of makes me feel like something that Travis said on the show a while ago was like, might actually be a real thing, right? You know what I'm saying? And bro, if they might only be putting out one title this year, legitimately, because I know we joked around and we're like, oh yeah, it's the year of rehashes, whatever else, right? But if you really sit and think about it, Golden Tee Deluxe, that's still a title that came out already, and now it's come out in 3 formats. X-Men 97 is just a deluxe version of MVC2. And I love X-Men 97. By the way, you ain't watching X-Men 97, go watch it, right? NBA Jam Deluxe, it's NBA Jam. It's, you know, it's a reshow. It's a reshow. Time Crisis. I think Time Crisis is the only new cabinet that has come out, unless I'm forgetting one. I mean, the HS5 is a reshell of Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's really been any real new titles, unless I'm forgetting. Listen, y'all let me know in the comments below. I genuinely don't remember any. Okay? And I'm going to get bit in the butt because I'm going to remember the title after I get done recording this. But I think there's like one outside of Time Crisis. I think there's one. And it's going to bite me later. But think about that, right? Think about it. Like seriously sit back and think about it. Besides Time Crisis, what's the real last title that at least Arcade One-Ups put out and y'all have been like, yeah, that's a banger. That's the one right there. I mean, like, when's the last time y'all were like, okay, I need this? It's gotten to the point where literally people are buying all the old stuff up because there's no new stuff. And remember, we were like, you know what I'm saying? Remember back in the day, at least in the community, everybody was like, well, we don't want the old stuff. We don't want another Pac-Man. We don't want XYZ, you know? And people tend to speak with their wallets. The Simpsons is a perfect example of that, to where The Simpsons is still in stock. They made so many Simpsons, they're still in stock. Remember when they were selling The Simpsons at Walmart for like $1.99? Some locations were selling it for $99. Like, all that back stock, you know, and I get that might make a retailer not want to reach out for a new title or whatever else, right? But someone once said to me, you can't make new stuff if you're not even there, you know. And I don't know who's heading up marketing right now, not marketing, but licensing at Arcade One-Up. I want to say it's Cyrus. I believe Cyrus is the guy. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it is. I don't keep up on people's job titles and whatever else, right? My thing is just like the rest of y'all, where we're supposed to sit back and we just play the games. That's what we're supposed to do. When we talk about it because we're passionate about it, or we like talking about games, you know? It's kind of scary that nobody's in the building. No one from Arcade One-Up, no one from AtGames. Midway Toys is in their own thing, dude. They probably got stuff planned out for like the next year. You know, and shout out to them because they do really quality stuff, man. So you can never question anything they do, right? But the upcoming Killer Instinct cabinet from AtGames, the Legends Ultimate 4K, that's Killer Instinct. I love Killer Instinct, love it to death. But people have options to like play it, you know, and I think that's what people are forgetting. People forget that these things were made to give you options to play. And play the way you want to play them. You know, you could easily emulate it on a PC or a Vuelix or a Raspberry Pi 4. You emulate it a lot of ways, right? But it's more about having that arcade experience without buying an arcade. And that's the niche. That's the niche that Arcade One-Up and AtGames and when iiRcade was around, they were filling. But now to hear that, yo, listen, there are none of them at that licensing expo. Nobody. I'm starting to believe that literally the only cabinets that people are going to be getting are Pac-Man, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Among with, like, you know, maybe older deluxe titles. And that's kind of a scary feature. Now, if they did something cool like re-release X-Men to a deluxe, it's cool. It's a re-release, but it's something. Or if they re-release one of the driving cabinets, it's cool, but it's something. And I'm kind of afraid that's the direction it's looking like it's starting to go. Because by this time, 2 years ago, we had sizzle trailers and reels and whatever else, and there's been updates. And everyone has been radio silent about new releases. Well, okay, not AtGames, because AtGames will tell you when a new pinball pack is coming out for your pinball. So I'm convinced that they are now a pinball company. But as far as new titles go for Arcade One-Ups, I don't know. But the writing's on the wall when they're not in the building. What do you guys think? Yo, listen, I know a lot of people are like, it's Chapter 11 bankruptcy and all this other jazz. But for the hopeful people out there who are optimistic, let me know in the comments below. Why are you looking forward to the future? What do you want to see them come out with? What are they coming out with in your opinion? And hey, are we getting a third revision of the Infinity game table? Sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Hey, real quick. Remember when the Casino-cade launched? And there was that leaked picture of like all those different like those Casino-cades with like The Price is Right, Press Your Luck, Jeopardy, and all that jazz. What happened to all that? Anyway, I'm MikeOfAllTrades. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not. And hey, pay attention to John. Might be making some moves in the near future. I know I'm watching. And get excited for games. Maybe. We'll see. Later.